Now batting number 1, Quentin Rawls.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Day number 2 of the GCAA Baseball Championships. Yesterday, playing games. And one of the teams that played their way into this one, ABAC. And, of course, in the next game, South Georgia State. ABAC taking on Georgia Highlands. And later today, it will be South Georgia State taking on Gordon. Hi, everybody. Robert Williamson with the commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elder, set to bring the coverage as Quentin Rawls steps in and starts it off. Dave?
Present and accounted for, sir.
Good to have you here. I know you were a little busy kissing babies and, what is it, hugging women? Kissing? I don't know what does the politician do?
Hugging babies and shaking hands.
Shaking hands, okay.
And when you're not hugging babies, you're stealing their lollipops.
That's it. Rawls leadoff base hit. Rawls a day ago started with a base hit. Starts with a base hit here against Georgia Highlands.
You know, that was a line in the movie Hunt for Red October.
I never saw the movie. I know what you're talking about, Sean Connery. That was a pretty crappy Sean Connery imitation, was it not? But it was the submarine and
the Secretary of State in there, he says, you know, I'm a politician. And when I'm not hugging and kissing babies, I'm stealing their lollipops. I'm like, dang.
That's not a politician. He was honest. Okay, no politics. We're going to get out of that and get into this.
Hey, this is baseball.
That's right.
All that stuff can stay wherever it is and not here.
Quentin Rawls led it off. He had a single. He's at first. Kenton Collier is the 2-hitter. Drew Rothschild is the 3 guy. C.J. Rose batting 4th. Cameron Campbell 5th. Matthew Glass 6th. Jason Cash 7. Joe Fisher is the 8-hitter, and Wyatt Tellick is batting in the 9 spot. Trip Duval getting the start on the bump for Georgia Highlands, as this one is chopped towards Orphy at short. Could be 2. It is 2. Double play takes care of Rawls and Collier. And before our politician viewers get furious, I too am a former politician. So I feel like I can talk a little more about politicians since I was one at one point in a previous life.
Well, let's talk about yesterday's recap and how we got here. How about that?
Okay, I like that idea.
That's a segue back in here.
Yeah, I just wanted to, kind of soothe the feelings of,
Yesterday was our single elimination games, in which we had 2. The 12 o'clock game, we had ABAC taking on East Georgia. And ABAC put together the hits after hits after hits and basically run ruled East Georgia 15-4. There's 1, 2, 3 right there, and we'll come back and give you that recap after this break.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now batting, number 1, Luke Orpey.
Bottom of the first gets underway. Luke Orphy starts it. Clay Weeson is the two-hitter. Ryan Weidman batting third. Will Coughlin fourth. Five-guy Barrett Eldridge. Ryan Martin hits sixth. Grayson Godby seventh. And that is out of the park. Orphy leads it off with a bomb.
One pitch, one run.
It's going to be a high-scoring game if we keep up this pace. Luke Orphy, leadoff home run.
Now batting, number 3, Clay.
Right over the fat of the plate.
Weeson.
Orphy says, heck, that's where you're going to put it. Here's where I'll hit it. Knocks it out of the park, and Georgia Highlands with a 1-zip lead. Clay Weeson to the plate.
I'll pick it up, Robert, from last inning. Yesterday's games were single elimination to get us down to a double elimination aspect. That one's hit deep.
No, not two in a row. Yes! 2 solo shots to begin the game.
Wow.
Orphy and Weeson, we are 2 pitches in. And hey, we're keeping up that pace. A run a pitch.
Now batting.
Now Ryan Weidman going, okay, can I keep this trend going? It is ground towards third. Picked up there by Cash. Goes to first, and out will go Weidman. And there is one away.
So, ABAC got here by defeating East Georgia yesterday through a run rule. And the second game was a barn burner because it was Andrew had an 8-run lead, and we were talking about run ruling that, and then all of a sudden, boy, South Georgia State came alive, and then went back and forth the last 2 innings, and South Georgia State hung on to win that game 15-14, 29 runs. We had over 30 base hits in that ball game. It was a barn burner. So that puts us today, this game, GHC and ABAC going right now. There's a hit by a pitch. Runner's going to take his base. In the 3 o'clock game, we've got Gordon State, the number 2 seed, who has also had a bye starting out. They'll play South Georgia State in the 3 o'clock game. And that's where we are right here.
Well, thank you for the recap. You got us updated. We know exactly what happened yesterday and why we're here today. Yesterday's single elimination games. So the 2 teams that exit early, East Georgia State and Andrew. And as you mentioned, Andrew with the 8-run lead. We thought they were going to have a mercy rule game, and then all of a sudden the sticks for South Georgia State come to life.
And Brooks Calvo heading out to the mound. I think it's more just to settle his guy down.
I can see why your world is a little rocked after throwing 2 pitches and giving up 2 home runs, and then hitting one, and then one over the head of Eldridge.
I've already heard some coaches say they don't want to have this back here next year, so the balls just fly out. Well, here's the thing. They don't fly out any more for one team than they do another.
Well, and I think it's typically, give or take, about the same distance from the launching pad to the fence.
Yeah, for both teams.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, hey, they feel comfortable, and just go up there and hit the ball. It'll go out on its own.
Did I get through the lineup for Georgia Highlands? I mean, they launched their firepower. I don't think so, too. I think I got stuck with a 7-hitter. 8-hitter is Ollie Banks. 9-guy Gray Wilson. J.R. Fordham on the hill for ABAC. Behind the plate, Wyatt Tellick. First baseman C.J. Rose. Drew Rothschild at second. Shortstop is Quentin Rawls, and the third baseman, Chasen Cash. Joe Fisher in left field, Quentin Collier in center, and the right fielder is Cameron Campbell. Counting it at 1 on Eldridge. Ryan Martin to the on-deck circle. Well, here's the thing about baseball. It is still a long, long way to the finish. So 2 runs does not necessarily a victory make, but it certainly can contribute.
As you said, if we go the full 9, this is just 1/9 of 9 ball games.
Yep. And ABAC, hey, they'll concede. They've lost the first game. Still got 8 games to go. If you are using that analogy of games representing an inning. There's a walk given to Eldridge. Couple of base runners on.
Well, yesterday we saw a prime example how that Big Mo,
Now
Mr.
batting,
Momentum, came into play
number
yesterday.
8, Ryan
So it,
Martin.
All it takes is either team having some bad pitches, a couple of key base hits, a couple of home runs, all those things factor in, and you can be down in the dumps 1 inning and you're living high on the hog the next.
It is interesting, too, especially in the world of baseball. Though it's a team sport, I mean, it's individual trips to the plate, so it's kind of individualized and then combined, collaborated. But how that momentum can carry over hitter to hitter.
Well, basically, individually, you got to do your job for the team. You know, it's a team sport, but it's comprised of individuals doing what they have to do with their position when they're on defense, doing their job when they're at bat if it calls for laying down a bunt or hit and run or whatever.
2-0 pitch to Ryan Martin. It is too low, 3-0. Fordham during the year gave up 8 home runs. He's given up 2 here in the bottom of the first. And has the count to 3-0 in danger of loading it for Grayson Godby. And there is the pitch outside, and the base is full.
Now batting.
Well, I'm looking over to the
number
ABAC
16,
dugout
Grayson Godby.
because it would not be a complete shock to see Coach make a second visit to the mound here in the first.
He's got a guy getting up ready to get loose now.
Bases loaded, 1 away. The lone out. Weidman wrapping into the 5-3. Grayson Godby coming to the plate. Allie Banks to the on-deck circle. Well, this is not the spot that J.L. Fordham would like to give up home run number 3 in the inning, or 11 on the year. ABAC looking to turn the double play and get out of the inning with just a couple of runs scoring. That is 6 straight misses from Fordham. Two balls, no strikes, and now Telek will go to the mound. And this is exclusively for the purpose of getting that pin ready to go. And let's see if Telek stays there until Blue comes out to break things up. And that may be part of the conversation right now. Telek going, okay, is he coming? And Fordham, yep, there he is. Okay, I'll go back to the plate.
Trip Lumpkin's warming up in the pen for ABAC right now, so they're trying to get him as loose, as quick as they can in the event that any more runs across the plate.
He's got to be the guy that Fordham's got to get to stay in the game. 2-0 pitch. That's too low.
If not this one, then definitely by the next one. Because, I mean, a walk right here, what's that, 10 straight balls right there?
It's at least 7, and it may be more than that. There's another low pitch, walk given, and in will come Coughlin.
Now batting.
Got me with the bases loaded walk.
Ali Banks.
And that's going to do it.
So here comes Coach to get Fordham. Fordham will work a third of the first. Leave with the bases loaded. the new pitcher, and the Fordham numbers when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Little C's, pull the truck up front and roll up the next one so we can steam on the way to the telly. Go fill my belly. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's great. Conversate for a few, cause in a few we gon' do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo? Forget the telly, we just go to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi. Smoke L's while you do it. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player.
The new pitcher is Trip Lumpkin. J.R. Fordham will work 1/3 of an inning, face 7. No strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hits, both home runs, and hit 1. He's responsible for 3 runs, and he leaves with the bases loaded. And hands it over to Trip Lumpkin. 14 appearances in the regular season for Lumpkin. 7 starts, 1-0, 46 2/3 innings of work. 40 hits given up, 34 runs, 30 earned. A 5.79 ERA. Lumpkin with 32 strikeouts, 1 home run allowed. That is ground over towards third. Grabbed there by Cash. Too high with the throw. The error brings in another run, and an out is not registered.
Now batting, number 45, Gray Wilson.
Needless to say, it has been a rocky start for ABAC. And we are still in the first. The venture onto the bump for J.R. Fordham, which lasted only 1/3 of an inning with 7 coming to the plate. Reminds me of the old John Denver song, some days are diamond, some days are stone. Some days you just have those days.
Well, and the other song, sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug.
I thought mine was,
I think mine's probably a little more apropos.
Could be. But just saying that, hey, Fordham's had a great year. One game does not a pitcher make, but he just had one of those innings where he struggled. Gray Wilson at the plate, still 1 away. Top of the order is back on deck, Luke Orphy. Wilson, the DH. Orphy, of course, the guy who led it off with a home run on the first pitch of the ball game from J.R. Fordham off the end of the stick. So the inning still not over. As a matter of fact, just 1 out in the inning. Has already featured 2 home runs, a hit batsman, an error, A bases-loaded walk. It's been a busy first. That is chopped in the direction of short. Rawls has it, goes to second for one. Throw to first, that'll get two.
And that's a huge 6-4-3 double play for the Stallions to get out of that inning and stop the bleeding.
4 runs played, but we're headed to the second, and the Stallions coming to the plate.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Top of the second, C.J. Rose, Cameron Campbell, and Matthew Glass, 2 up in the inning. Over to first, fielded by Ellenridge, and there is 1 away. It has to be pretty comfortable for Trip Duval, the Georgia Highlands pitcher, to step out under the bump in the second inning with a 4-run lead already.
Well, it gives you a little confidence right there. You can be a little more selective. You know, sometimes just can't take advantage of that. Then you end up putting yourself back in a situation you don't want to be in. But you can be a little, don't have to nibble, you can nibble a little bit more than you normally would.
We're into the double elimination part of the tournament, Final 4, so this is not an elimination game. Won't have one until tomorrow morning at 10. Couple of strikes on Campbell. So everybody playing today plays tomorrow. There's the second strikeout of the game for Duval.
2 losers will go to the elimination game at 10. The 2 winners will go to the winner's bracket game at 1. And then basically that winners of that 1 o'clock game sitting pretty for the championship game. And then the loser of that 1 o'clock game will go to tomorrow's 4 o'clock game for another elimination game against the winner of the early elimination game. That makes sense?
It makes perfect sense. That is fouled off over towards right field by Matthew Glass.
And if I confused you there, you can head to the GCAA.com, and on the home page, click on tab that says Championship Events, and you can scroll down to the baseball bracket, and you can follow along, educate yourself, get in the know.
Also, all the awards handed out by the GCAA, stats and more. Glass strikes out. It's a 3-up, 3-down. Top of the second. We're headed to the top of the order in the bottom of inning 2. And a reminder to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And I know there's at least one clip from yesterday. I'm trying to think what it was, a strikeout. Maybe from the ABAC game. And we'll have more clips provided today as well. It's not quite as user-friendly as the software used to be. You know, Twitter, I think it was with the takeover of Elon Musk. When he took over, you now can't have a third party post. So I'm going to go straight to Twitter. But hey, I'll do it. We'll have some clips posted in addition to one. So that's one of the reasons to follow us on Twitter, a.k.a. X, or X, a.k.a. Twitter, whichever you prefer. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Be sure to follow us. And definitely, I'm giving you the countdown. I think we are 16 away from 4,000 in our search for 4,000 YouTube subscribers. 16.
That jumped up quick.
It did. I think we got 16 that haven't subscribed that are watching right now that could and would make us very happy. I would love to say we're going to be giving away a brand new car to that 4,000th viewer or subscriber. I'd love to say that.
It's how you say that, and then I'll be watching the numbers 3999, and then I'll be number 4,000.
Man, you don't need a new car. Shot over towards right field, and that will sail over the head of Ryan Martin. Hop over the fence, ground rule double. A lot of stuff leaving the park. Hey, it went over in home run fashion or two-bag fashion. Okay, it's ground rule double. About to say, when I saw Orphe kind of headed towards third, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
No, he went that way
right?
to get rid of his arm protector. Elbow protector, excuse me.
So Orphe slapped it out of the park twice. Once on the homer and once on a one-hopper. Clay Wiesen to the plate. He homered in the first. Of course, both Orphe and Wiesen were facing Fordham, then Lumpkin now. Ryan Weidman, Will Kaufman due up in the inning two. A little bit outside with the offering. Pretty good crowd on hand on a midweek, midday baseball game.
Tournament time brings out all the finest people.
And you know what I like too, where the streaming aspect is concerned. I know they're Georgia folks because they've texted me watching Alabama games. I know they're Alabama folks because they've texted me watching Georgia games. I like to see that. To me, that's an expansion of not just watching your team or where your son plays, but you've got a pure love of the game itself. And the more the merrier watching junior college baseball or athletics, period. 3-1 to Wiesen. He'll shoot it right near blue, and it will make its way into center field. You've got Rothschild complaining, hey, he was blocking my view, but I mean, that's just part of the game. And it'll bring in Orphe.
Now batting, number 33, Ryan Weidman.
I know the umpire did not want to be in his line of vision, but he was just trying to figure out how to get out of the way. And I think this Rothschild complaint is going to fall on deaf ears.
It will, because what do you expect him to do? You can't call that a dead ball. Now, if it had hit the umpire, then it would have been a dead ball.
Well, is there an argument that maybe it hit the hand slag?
I don't know that umpires fall into the interference category as a player would, a runner.
They don't?
I don't know. I don't think that. I've never seen anything like that. You see in the rule book where runner interference, and they can do that from that standpoint, but not for the umpire.
Ryan Weidman ground into a 5-3. I mean, just part of the playing surface, kind of like a ball hitting a base and ricocheting some other direction.
Very much so.
Will Cauthen is on deck. Weideman ground into the 5-3 in the first. Bottom third of the order in the top of the third for ABAC. There's a swing and a miss by Weidman. Win and you are on the brink of appearing in the championship game. Got just a game tomorrow at 1 against the winner of the Gordon South Georgia game. Lose and well, you got to win some games. You got to win everything.
Every victory puts you further down the bracket and in a better spot. Lose early and boy, you've got to dig yourself out of a hole. So those that lost yesterday, they can't dig out of the hole. Their season's over with. But those who lose this game and the 3 o'clock game, they got to come back through that loser's bracket and potentially win win 2 games just to get to that championship game. And the winner sitting there has to lose 2, and you've got to beat them twice.
Fouled out of play by Ryan Weidman. And there again, it behooves to try to improve your upward mobility in the regular season, because even winning ABAC and South Georgia, they're a little bit behind the 8 ball as compared to the other teams, Gordon and Georgia Highlands, because they've used up some pitching.
Very much so. And those that played yesterday that are still here, if they get into that loser's bracket and then start winning, you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games played just to get to the championship.
Fouled away by Weidman.
Whereas Georgia Highlands and Gordon, it could be 2 games just to get to the championship. And that's why you sit there during the season. Those games are important.
Mm-hmm.
Seeding counts. Seeding helps you at this point.
2-2 pitch. Over to first and back safely is Wyson. Wyson has 22 stolen bases this year, so he is a threat to go. Georgia Highlands, 170 stolen bases as a team. This is a high-powered offense. 510 runs in 55 games. High in the air. Is there an opportunity for right fielder Campbell to get there?
Wow.
He does.
What a great catch.
Tagging and going to second is Wyson, and I feel certain they will appeal at first.
Now batting, number 2, Will Cauthen.
Wyson safe. That was indeed a great Campbell catch. Long run, and maybe even overran it just a smidge, and able to reach back and make the catch. A little outside with a pitch to Will Cauthen.
Well, doing some looking of seeing who our champion will play next week. The GCAA, USG, RGA, MOUSE acronym analogies. No, the Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Region 7. Good folks up there. Their bracket's going on right now, and they have a huge bracket. I'm just getting ready to tell you, you buckled in?
I'm buckled up.
Walter State is done.
No.
Yes.
2 and done.
2 in barbecue. Walter State lost Sunday to Motlow State, 9-8. Dropped them in the losers bracket. Cleveland State beat them yesterday 10-4.
Wow.
Holy cow. If you told me that was going to happen, I'd tell you you're doing something that's ain't illegal.
They were the 11th ranked team in the country. And in baseball, not like basketball in junior college where you got those at-large bids.
Nope.
You got to win the region.
Wow.
So they're out.
So what we're looking at right now, as if their game's set up for Tuesday, their winners bracket has Southwest Tennessee against Motlow State, Dyersburg State, and Columbia State. And the losers bracket has Cleveland State waiting to play one team and Chattanooga State waiting to play one team.
Catch made in right field by Campbell. Wieston will hold at second. And there's two gone.
Now batting, number 44, Barrett Eldred.
I don't think the team coming out of the GCAA is going to take any squad out of Tennessee lightly.
No.
But it does have to give you a little more comfort in knowing you're not taking on the 11th ranked Walter State Center.
Well, Walter State was ranked 1 in their bracket, and they're gone. But the next one that I told you about the other day, Robert, that's drilled to center field.
But it is right to Kenton Collier.
Is number 2 Columbia State, and they're sitting in one of the winners brackets right now.
1-run plates, 2 innings done. It's a 5-zip Georgia Highlands lead.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Now batting, number 10, Jason Cash.
Top of the third, bottom third of the order, Chasen Cash, Joe Fisher, and Wyatt Tellick due up in the inning two. A 5-zip lead. Georgia Highlands 4 in the first and added another in the second. That is shot into right field. Leadoff single. Second of the game. Second leadoff base hit for the Stallions. And Cash is on.
Now batting, number 4, Joe Fisher.
Joe Fisher with Cash at first. Wyatt Tellick moving to the on-deck circle. That is popped up on the infield. Eldridge coming over from first. Says he's got it. He does. And there's one away.
Now batting, number 6, Wyatt Tellick.
$80 degrees here in Cartersville. Could get up to 86.
I'll take this cloud cover. It's,
not bad.
Not totally cloudy. Little spots, breaks here and there, but anything that'll block the sun, try to keep the temp down a little bit, I'll take it today.
Plus, you got a little bit of a breeze. We're kind of stuck back where we don't feel the breeze unless it's in our face. It's not. It's out of the southwest at 9, gusting to 18.
Checking the Atlanta station last night. I'm hoping, and Lord, I've been saying a lot of prayers this week, and if you're the praying type, please pray for good weather for the rest of this tournament, because if everything comes through in the cycles that they're talking about, it should be okay today, not a problem. Talking about coming through tomorrow morning, maybe being done. If we can get Wednesday, Thursday, it could be the kicker. And just seeing that we might be able to get it, might not, but, got a little better advantage here with the turf as opposed to natural surface. But, last thing we want to do is have to put this thing off another day.
Now, have you got a plan B? Or is it basically let's play it by ear?
Well, you don't want to use arms when you get toward championship time. So, if we get here Thursday morning, we're supposed to have a 12 o'clock championship game. We get here early, and it's just pouring rain, and it doesn't look good. We, as they say in baseball, we might just bang it till the next day.
Going to drop into foul territory out of play. Quentin rolls with a single in the first, batting with 2 gone in the third.
But that's a long ways away in terms of meteorological stuff. So we just, at this juncture, enough years, take it one day at a time.
And I would assume the team that is coming out of the winner's bracket is like, no, don't bang it. That gives the other team another day of rest for would-be pitchers.
You would think that, then all of a sudden you talk to that coach and you don't get that. There's no rhyme or reason. It's what at that time. They could tell you that one day and the next day give you the totally different answer.
They may have won a lot of games on a Friday and just said, you know what, that little superstitious vein is working for me. That is lined to short and caught there by Orphy. ABAC with a base hit, but ABAC will strand their second runner. We go to the bottom of the third. Martin, Godby, and Banks for the Chargers.
Now batting, number 8, Ryan Martin.
And don't forget, you want to watch the game later, you can go to the website. There is a link right there on the front page that allows you to check out games prior, not just GCAA, all games on JockJive. Bottom of the third, Ryan Martin, Grayson Godby, Ollie Banks, and there is home run number 3, Ryan Martin. Luke Orphy, Clay Weeson, Ryan Martin, all part of the Bangers Club here in the Georgia Highlands ABAC game. They've all been solo shots. And now a third of the starters have gone yard.
Now batting,
and it's a 6-zip game.
Number 16, Grayson Godby.
Grayson Godby walked and brought in a run. It was a bases loaded walk that came in the second inning. We are joined by Sarah Coakley, who is the provost at Georgia Highlands. Sarah, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I am doing good. You got to be proud of this new facility, and not just this new facility. I drove by, I'm going to call it the old campus, but it sure looks nice and new. So you got to be proud of all the facilities here.
Absolutely. This is my 11th year at the college, and to see it evolve and grow over the years, and now we have multiple buildings at our Cartersville site, and we've got this beautiful athletic complex. Just, it's wonderful to see.
Now let's tell the folks something about Sarah Coakley. Are you a Georgia product? Or are you from some other part of the country? Or?
I am not a Georgia product. I was born and raised in Chicago and made my way to the South, to New Orleans for a while, and then about 11 years ago made my way to Georgia and have called it home since.
That is a drop strike 3, and Godby's going to be on unless, and the officials kind of indicating there could be a little more to the story. Let's see if the officials talk, and the question could be, I guess, did it touch Godby in fair territory? And let's see if we can see anything on the replay that would give a little insight into what the officials are going to discuss. Yeah, that could be a fouled off pitch. So we might see Godby coming back to the plate. Let's see after the officials confer. Okay, I have heard, I went to JUCO, I went to a small 4-year college, and I've heard provost for many, many years, but I really can't say that I ever looked into the duties of a provost. So what does a provost do?
It's a common question. So I'm the chief academic officer for the college, so all of academics, degree programs, and our student services are all sort of under my umbrella. It's a lot. It's a big part of the college. I have an incredible team who manages all of that day to day. That's the 2-sentence answer for you.
Well, now, I understand that there's 9 4-year degree programs in Georgia Highlands, and a 10th is being added. So do you play a role in determining when something is going to be added?
Yep. Yeah, so again, I have an incredible team on the academic side and incredible faculty who dream up those degree programs and research and submit proposals, but ultimately sort of everything kind of flows up through me, and I serve as that liaison down to our system office to get proposals and degrees approved. So we are bringing our 9th bachelor's degree on board this fall, and we're working on a 10th.
Now, is there a point in which you add a degree and then you say, well, maybe it didn't attract what you thought it would do, you didn't draw the number of students or the attention you thought it might? Does that ever occur, or are you always building, never taking away?
I think that over a long period of time, there are instances where you might take away, or maybe the better word is modify to fit maybe the changing industry or the needs of students. But a lot of work goes in on the front end to research and understand what the market needs, what our local community needs, what our students need, and the resources that we have. So a lot of times 12 to 18 months to bring something like a new degree program on board. So a lot goes in on the front end.
Now batting.
By the way, apparently got me out. They say that he touched the ball in fair territory, so it would be runner's interference, and Godby is out. Ollie Banks coming to the plate with one away, and obviously the one run in on the Ryan Martin home run. As Ollie Banks steps in, Gray Wilson next. It is 2-hop to short, grabbed there by Rawls, goes to first. Banks out on the 6-3. Now, are you searching, where academics are concerned, are you looking for students, a particular GPA from a student, so that those academic levels stay at a certain?
So, we're an access institution, and so, we want any student who wants to earn a degree, who wants to move up in their current job, come back after starting years ago. I mean, we want everyone. We want to give everyone the opportunity to pursue a degree that works for them, that's going to land them a life-sustaining, family-sustaining wage when they graduate with us. So, we're all about access, opportunity, and wrapping our arms around those students to get them to graduation.
Well, let me encourage students who may be watching the game as we speak going, first of all, my GPA was pretty puny, or I've been out of school for I don't know how many years. I fit both those categories. I mean, my GPA was a less than proud, something like 1.2 or 1.7, when I went back to school about 7 or 8 years after high school. So junior college definitely the route to go, as that is ground out to first, and Rose will pick it up and give it over to Lumpkin. 3-1 goes the put out, and you've got 1 run plating in a 4 up, 3 down, and 1 score, bottom part of inning number 3. Got to ask an opinion question on, there's, I don't know that there's serious talk, but the topic's been brought up about community colleges being part of the public education, where it's paid for and it's provided without paying for those semester hours, etc. Is there really any serious talk where that's concerned, or are those just thoughts that pop into somebody's head?
Well, there may be, but I think certainly that would be way above my pay grade at the moment. We're focused here at GHC and really affordability and making sure that, anyone who wants to come can afford to come to college, whether that's financial aid or scholarships or, all of the other things that we do with free textbooks and, to keep the cost of college affordable and attainable, and so that students don't leave with debt. And so we'll continue to focus on that, and if something changes at the state level or beyond that, then we'll work through that. But that's going to be our goal from now until something changes.
I notice you're wearing a Georgia Highlands cap.
I am.
You're a big baseball fan?
I am.
Softball fan?
I'm a huge sports fan. Huge sports fan. So played softball growing up, travel ball, all of that. Grew up in Chicago during the Michael Jordan era.
Yes. What would that? Well, I'm not going to say what years that would be.
Yeah, I'll just say grew up during that era. It was a big era, so.
Well, if this will make you feel better, I was old during that era, so that should make you feel better. In New Orleans, though, is that where you got your education?
I got my graduate degree in New Orleans, and so moved down there the year after Hurricane Katrina hit, and so I was there about 2 weeks before they had the big revival of the New Orleans Saints and the opening of the Superdome. And so that town, going from Chicago, a huge sports town, to New Orleans, another really big sports town, was so fun for me because, I still play fantasy football every year with friends from New Orleans. We're going on 15 years of that, so love sports.
Nice little scoop at third by Godby, and we'll get Collier on the 5-3 putout. Drew Rothschild coming to the plate. Well, and you're now in the Atlanta Metro, basically, so you've got to be a Braves fan.
Yes. I've been here for, like I said, over a decade, and so definitely have adopted the Braves. Love the Braves, so great to go out to the stadium and watch the success that they've had.
I've got to bring up controversy, though. If you're a New Orleans girl, big Saints fan, in the same conference as the Atlanta Falcons. So,
well, again, remember, I grew up in Chicago, so my heart and soul is with the Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay.
Take that for what it's worth, the good, bad, and the ugly. In the last few years, just a lot of bad and ugly. So I don't have to, I can pass on that question.
You can defer to Chicago, right? That is good. That is, you should be a politician because that is, diplomatic. All right, where are you going to be in 11 years? Okay, 11 years here. Where do you see Sarah Coakley 11 years from now?
I haven't really thought about it. I'm just trying to make it through. We have graduation on Thursday, so, it's a big day for GHC, so trying to make it through that day and then figure it out from there, I guess.
Solo home runs. They have been the order of the day. CJ Rose just spanking one over the left field fence. And ABAC getting in on the fun. There was 3 solo shots for Georgia Highlands, and now Rose with one of his for ABAC. And they will get on the board as Cameron Campbell comes to the plate with 2 gone in the top part of the 4th.
Number 31, Cameron.
Your office in Cartersville, or do you visit all of the multiple campuses?
So I have an office here in Cartersville. I have an office up at the Floyd campus, but I go where I'm needed. So sometimes my car is my office.
understand completely, and your cell phone is your best friend.
Yep.
That's right.
Never go anywhere without it.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to talk with you. We appreciate the fact that you and all the administration and the athletics here at Georgia Highlands provide us the opportunity to, hey, this is the best seat in the house. We're sitting right behind home plate. Great to have you here, and I feel like we're going to be coming back for more sports. You are welcome to the microphone anytime.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Go Chargers.
Sarah Coakley, who is the provost at Georgia Highlands, with us here in the bottom of the third and top of the fourth. Thank you very much, Sarah. 2 gone as Cameron Campbell steps in. He struck out in the second, comes to the plate in the fourth, and wraps that one in the direction of center field, and there to make the catch is Ryan Weidman. 4 up, 3 down, but the one that got on came in. It's a 6-1 game as we head to the Georgia Highlands fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth, top of the order. Luke Orphy coming to the plate for Georgia Highlands. Clay Weeson and Ryan Weidman due up in the inning as well. Good to have with us. Jeff Timothy, head coach at South Georgia State. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, glad to have me. Glad I'm here another day.
Man, we are glad to have you here, and of course you're here for at least 2 days, and I know that the Hawks are hoping for more than 2 days, but man, what a ball game yesterday. I'm not going to say I ever doubted the outcome, but you were down by 8 in the going into the bottom of the 6th?
I believe so, yeah. So I don't know what to say. Perseverance.
Well,
I'd say this: we better have some better pitching performances. That's the big thing we got to do.
But isn't that the thing about kids these days? I mean, one day they show up and you need 8 of them to win. The next day, heck, one guy might do it.
I'd love to throw one guy today, and we would be in probably a lot better seat than we're at right now. But keep swinging the bats. You never know.
Well, you put 15 runs on the board, 15, 16 hits plus in yesterday's game. So obviously you got the offensive firepower.
Yeah, but like you said, one day we do it, and the next day we get 2 hits. So we told them before the tournament, like, we're going to have to score runs and be very consistent offensively. And I mean, maybe we can keep it up. We'll see.
Clay Weisman has homered and doubled at the plate here in the bottom of the fourth. You know, looking at the stats, though, Georgia Highlands, the 1 seed, but everybody that's here, Gordon, ABAC, South Georgia State, has beaten this number 3 ranked team in the country. So everybody, I would think, has got that mentality of this is a beatable Charger squad despite their 1 seed.
Oh, yeah. And you've seen it in a lot of sports. Just because you're the one doesn't mean you're the one christened to go. So it's pretty hard to be on top and do it. So, yeah, I think everybody's got a little chip on their shoulder to play them and get a piece of them. But they've had a great year. They had a great regular season year. Coach O'Neill did a good job, which that's one reason he got Coach of the Year and earned it.
Well, and speaking of just what you were talking about, we being me and Dave previously talking about Walter State, 2 and done up in Tennessee. And they were the 11th ranked team, the 1 seed in Tennessee, play a couple of games, and their season's completely over. So anything can happen. And as the old cliche goes, it's why you play the game.
That's right.
Weidman, 0 for 2 in the game. He's ground out to third and popped out to right. Okay, I know you're kind of superstitious, but you're one of these guys, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, that the superstition is based on maybe that day, what you did that day, and if you won that day. So you won yesterday, and there was a routine that you went through prior to yesterday's game. Did you do that again today?
I did. I got up. I'm originally from Marietta, so one of my favorite breakfast places is Martin's, and I got Martin's yesterday and got it this morning. I did change up what I ordered, and it was kind of by accident, and I'm hoping that might change a little bit.
Has that got you a little worried though? No, okay.
Absolutely not. It's one of these things where we're at this time of the year. We're either going to do it or we're not.
All right, who you got starting on the mound in this one?
I still don't know, to be honest with you.
What's going to be the determining factor?
If the guy's healthy. We've had some nagging injuries this year. For instance, the pitcher of the year, Nathan Webb, he's out for the season. He's going to have surgery on his arm, so that's put a huge dent in our staff. Obviously, yesterday we used 8 guys. There's 3 or 4 that did not throw, but we got a little bit left. But the guy we originally planned, it's kind of a day-by-day thing with him. He's a tough kid. If he can do it, he's going to go. So, but it's just this time of the year. I don't know who's going to be 100%.
Now, if he can't do it, I guess you already know who will go if he doesn't.
I guess. Pitching coach and I have talked a little bit about it. A little bit.
Well, I'm looking at the numbers versus Gordon during the regular season in the 4 games played. You knocked him off 3. And that last meeting was pretty impressive on March 30th, a 21-6 game.
They whooped us. You're looking at it the wrong way. I believe.
Well, let's see. You are right. I am looking at it the wrong way.
We were on the wrong side of that
Okay, so you
score.
won 1 of 4. But, hey, you won the 1 of 4, and you won it in a pitcher's duel, 1-0. So, obviously, it's a team that you can knock off. You've done it, and you've shut down those sticks that produced 21 runs in one game. You shut them down in another. So
yeah, they're a good team. They're we've had some success doing, the way we've pitched them a little bit. We've just got to execute. At the end of the day, everybody out here, I think, knows how to pitch to each hitter. It's a matter of execution and doing it.
Well, when you go back and look at those box scores, I'm looking at the starting pitcher. I think it appears that it was Nathan Webb.
It was
and you
Webb.
say he's the guy that's hurt, right?
He's the guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and honestly, since that's happened, obviously team morale went down a notch. And I told him, I said, next man up. I hate it. That's one of our leaders. That's one of our proven guys. And I said, all that is an opportunity for someone else to shine. And I think since the tournament in our last, 7, 8 games, I think we won 6 out of 8 or something like that going into the – so, they've done a pretty good job of stepping forward.
Well, got a big game coming up against Gordon. It'll be at 3 o'clock this afternoon. By the way, also, I noticed you step out 6, 8, 10 feet in front of the dugout, and that's a little unusual. Typically, the coach is kind of behind the rail, leaning up against the rail. Is that kind of a habit that you've gotten into that feels comfortable, or?
No, this is a lot of foul territory, so I'm kind of getting to where I would normally be at my place. I've always stood outside the dugout. I I don't know why I've done that. I guess I feel like I still can play or something. But I direct a little bit of everything. You know, I'll chime in on pitching. Usually my pitching coach is right there, and then Coach Bailey, who deals with hitters, and he'll align guys. He's kind of looking at sheets, and if he can't get a hold of somebody, I'm the yell guy. I got a good voice for that.
Well, would you consider yourself then a micromanager?
Yeah, but I don't like that word.
It applies, but you don't like it.
There's some things, but a lot of it, I have two really great assistants, and I really let them do their jobs. But I'll chime in if I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
But and believe me, both of my assistants will chime in too, and that's what I like. They've got that. Ooh, there's a big fly.
And it's another solo home run. How about solo home run number 5 in the game? Matthew Glass. All right, I got to ask you, Coach. I mean, obviously you've got hands-on experience. Dave and I were talking about earlier that the ball seems to launch differently from some parts as compared to others. If they're the same distance from launch pad to fence, I mean, is there difference in home runs? I mean, if it's the distance, what makes one park more home run friendly than another?
Well, if you notice kind of a difference between our field and this field, we have trees just like they do, but they're very close to the fence, where these are very way back. So any type of wind is just gonna go through here. I think it kind of creates a little bit of that jet stream, however you want to call it.
Vacuum?
Yeah. And I've played one game where, you know, you could almost bunt a ball and it goes out of here. And I played another game where you can hit it all you want and it won't go. If you know, it's real dependent on the wind. I mean, I thought that was proven watching the two games yesterday. The first game there maybe one home run, the wind was very calm, and then our game about halfway through the game it started, you know, getting a little hot and heavy, and we hit some home runs. So you're never out of it, I guess, playing here with those things.
Well, it's given up some home runs in this one, 5 already, 3 from ABAC. Make that 3 from Georgia Highlands and 2 from ABAC. Joe Fisher coming to the plate. He popped out to first and to third. Wyatt Tellick is on deck. That is hit to right field, but this one will stay in the park, and the catch will be made by Ryan Martin. Well, Coach, always a pleasure to have you with us. I think in years gone by, interview-wise, if you won, then we had to be part of the routine the next day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right. So
if I lose, I can't see y'all tomorrow. and believe me, I won't. So that's exactly correct. I'll get my Martin's biscuit. I'll make sure the lady messes it up again.
If you win.
If I win, and then I'll come see you.
If you lose, it's her fault for screwing up your order this morning.
It's somebody's fault. It's not my fault. That's what I tell him. It ain't my fault anymore.
He's not going to be here the next 2 days, so he's going to mess up your
That's right. No, it is always great to talk to you. And, hey, I mean, obviously, I think the last time we chatted 5 or 6 years ago, so you're still there, and that means you're still winning baseball games. And thanks for the great baseball for South Georgia and the Hawks.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Jeff Timothy, the head coach at South Georgia State, getting ready to take on Gordon in the game coming up, and that is at 3 o'clock. Should I have left the mic up with that last? Oh, he's the athletic director too. Shoot, man. Were you AD the last time that we did this?
I'm in year 2 of the AD.
Can we take credit for, I mean, did the interview in the baseball game 4 years ago have anything to do?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take credit whether worthy or not. Well, congratulations on the
Thank
AD. Is that, now I've heard some folks say getting AD job and coaching is really that double duty you may not want. You're good with it.
It's fine. I've enjoyed it so far. I've gotten to hire 2. I got to hire 2 different coaches in my tenure, and it was kind of fun. And I got to teach these knuckleheads how to do a budget, though. But besides that, they're pretty fun people to go to work with.
Jeff Timothy, always a pleasure. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We head to the bottom of the 5th and to the mid part of the Georgia Highlands order.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Now batting, number 44, Barrett Eldridge.
We head to the bottom of the 5th. Barrett Eldridge starts in. Ryan Martin and Grayson Godby. Dave Elder joining us after conversations with Sarah Coakley and Jeff Timothy.
See, I get you all the finest people to interview.
I know it. You know what? We've had a call from ABAC, and they would like you to leave the broadcast booth again because they scored 2 runs off 2 home runs while you were gone.
I saw them. So you're going to – somebody's – look, I get blamed for everything, so go ahead and throw that at me too. I got thick skin.
Listen, if I'm here, then at least you're going to see some deflections. 1-1 pitch. Fouled out a play by Eldridge. Ryan Martin, Grayson Godby due up in the inning too. But really, talking about that Walter State 2 games and done, it really just breeds in some excitement into any tournament because anything can happen. Granted, you got Georgia Highlands, the 1 seed. They're the favorite. I mean, heck, they started off with a pair of home runs. They've got the offensive firepower as Eldridge strikes out.
Yeah,
Now batting,
if you came in today, as we started our broadcast, would you think we'd have 2 pitches and 2 home runs? I wouldn't.
No. Nor would you think that now, 5 innings later, you've got just a 4-run game. I mean, that it had the makings early of a blowout. As this one is sent high into the air towards left field. Does Fisher have room? Nope. Solo home run number 6. Second one for Ryan Martin. Now, we may be working on a record, not from the standpoint necessarily of home runs, but solo home runs. Every single homer has been a solo shot.
And
now batting,
you would know more than I would doing multitudes of games over the years. Have you ever had a game where every home run was a solo?
I'm not going to say I haven't, but I sure can't remember it. Of course, there again, who played yesterday? I struggle remembering. But, yeah, a lot of solo shots in this one. Popped up right side. Is there room? Yeah, there is, but not much. Campbell makes the catch.
And to follow up with what Jeff Timothy said, usually, if you got trees around a park, they are closer, but you've got an open space for probably a mile down the road this direction, and if that wind's coming straight across like it is, if you get it up there, it's gonna push it a few extra feet, and that few extra feet could be the difference between an out and a home run. I texted Bobby Hudson, the region director in Tennessee. You know Bobby.
Yeah.
And
have talked to him, don't know him
great.
Real well, but yeah.
Bobby's a great guy. He's athletic director of Vol State in Gallatin up above Nashville. And I told him we were on the air, and I said, just saw Walters was 2 and done. Wow. He goes, hard to believe, but it happened.
Yep.
That's typical Bobby's response.
Banks will swing and miss. 4 up, 3 down. 1 comes in on the solo home run, and it is a 5-run Georgia Highlands lead headed to the 6th.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Pops up in the direction of right field and stumbling a little bit, but able to regain his composure and make the catch is Ryan Martin. And Quentin Rawls out number 1. Kenton Collier next, 0 for 2 in the game. On the outside part of the plate to Collier.
Well, you're going back and looking at the TCCC bracket, which this winter in this tournament will go up to Tennessee and play. Number 1 seed's done. Number 2 seed's still in the winner's bracket. The 3 seed is 1 loss away from being eliminated. The 4 seed is 1 loss away from being eliminated. So the lower seeds seem to be having the better time up there in Columbia, Tennessee.
Just such a surprise, Walter State. And really not, I guess, that they got knocked out. Is that they got knocked out in 2. I mean, typically they're a team that rebounds, kind of brought back to reality with a loss. Collier will ground into the 4-3.
Now batting number 3, Drew Rothschild.
Drew Rothschild next. He is struck out and popped out. C.J. Rose on deck.
Yeah, if you told me, hey, here's the line, Walter State will be 2 and done, I would have put money against that one with David. Knowing David Shelton like I have, the coach for Walter State over the years, and his guys are always ready to play. Wow.
But it happens. Count even at 1 on Rothschild. He struck out in the first and popped out to short in the fourth. And looks like he's going to pop out again, this time to first. And there the catch will be made by Barrett Eldridge. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 6th for ABAC. We go to the bottom of the inning in a 7-2 game. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. And don't forget, you can watch the game later and go to the website, click on the link. It will bring you to a paywall. There's a little bitty cost involved. And then you get a year's worth of access, unlimited downloads, and more. Gray Wilson starting, and Luke Orphy, Clay Weeson here in the bottom of the 6th. 6 of the 9 runs coming off solo home runs. You had a bases-loaded walk, accounting for 1. You had a double accounting for 1. And let's see, that may be about it. Otherwise, homers. That is hit well towards the gap, off the wall. On his way to second, Wilson. Leadoff double for the Chargers.
I think both Wilson and the right fielder both thought that was out. Hit off the top of the fence.
Number 1.
Bounced back onto the diamond.
Orphy.
Back to the top of the order, Luke Orphy, who is homered, doubled, and struck out coming to the plate. 2 for 3 in the game, which according to Meatloaf ain't bad. Clay Weeson moving to the on-deck circle. Outside with the pitch. And for those non-70s music lovers, Meatloaf is not that, ground beef with the ketchup-looking stuff on top. He was a rock singer. Over to first, and grabbing and stepping on the bag is Rose. To third goes Wilson.
Now
I guess Meatloaf is kind of, and it's interesting that the larger country or rock stars have a food name, but I guess Meatloaf is kind of like the modern day Jelly Roll.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Clay Weisman, homer and double, ground out to short. He too, 2 for 3 in the game. Ryan Weidman on deck. Base runner at third is Wilson. Back to the screen. 1 hour, 25 minutes in the bottom of the 6th. Floated towards left field, drops in as a base hit. There's a non-home run driving in hit. Weeson bringing in Wilson.
Now batting, number 33, Ryan Weidman.
Ryan Weidman coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Has ground out to third, popped out to right, and walked. That is hit towards right field, right to Cameron Campbell. And Weidman is out number 2.
Now batting, number 2, Will Kaufman.
Will Kaufman's been hit by a pitch and popped out to right. Did that twice in the 2nd and 4th innings. Merritt Eldridge moving to the on-deck circle. Georgia Highlands as a team hitting .377.
That's strong right there.
I mean, you can bat
Team.
.375 and you're below average if you're a Charger. Two-0 pitch. They had hit 89 home runs and have 4 in this one. So 93 round trippers on the year. Three-0 pitch on the outside part of the plate to Coffin.
I just got a text from ABAC softball coach sitting here watching ABAC baseball on JockJive. You have a career in broadcasting if all else fails. Mike, are you drinking?
I've been trying to tell you.
Hey,
you just wouldn't buy it.
Trust me. And what do you mean by if all else fails? Is there something you know that I don't? Please fill me in tonight. Call me and let me know.
And by the way, congratulations, they back win the GCAA, and good luck against Florence Darlington Tech.
Exactly. Tomorrow. Mike Reed is a class gentleman, and you never want to see one of our institutions leave. Of course, ABAC, if you don't know this by now, they're going up to NAIA next year, and it fits in perfectly with their degree programs because they graduate more people with 4-year degree programs than 2 years. So it's just a logical and natural fit for them. But boy, we're going to miss them. They've been a long-time member of this conference since, I want to say in the 80s. So it's been quite some time. And but Mike, appreciate you, buddy. Love you and Chuck Wimberly down there. Y'all do great jobs, and good luck tomorrow against Florence Darlington, and take 2 out of 3, and maybe I might get an opportunity to head over to Chocolate and see you play a little bit more.
In 1995, the Alabama Baseball Coaches Association has held its annual Coaches Convention, where up to 450 high school and college coaches gather to learn more about their craft from some of the best coaches in Alabama and the country. The annual awards banquet is also held during the convention, where standout high school and college players and coaches from the past season are honored for their success. The banquet's highlight occurs when the new Hall of Fame class is inducted and the Distinguished Service Award recipient is honored.
Now batting, number 5, CJ Rose.
First pitch, top of the 7th, C.J. Rose. How about solo home run number 7 in the game?
That went over the blue screen.
Wow.
That was a rip.
I don't know how far it is to center field. I'm guessing 380-ish. But if you're going to send it over a roughly 30 to 35-foot wall, you hit a bomb.
Yes, you have.
C.J. Rose, second home run.
And how big was that run for Highlands at the bottom of the last inning? You know, if they hadn't gotten one there, they were sitting at 7-3. We see these little things you and I do, a little run here or there, how, okay, this, not saying right now, but this could end up being important down the road.
Floats it towards right field. In to make the catch is Ryan Martin. Cameron Campbell is out number 1.
Now batting number 12, Matthew Glass.
Matthew Glass has struck out and homered. Chasing Cash to the on-deck circle. A little bit outside with the pitch to Glass. Slice towards left. Looks like there's room. Ollie Banks making the catch. And Glass is out number 2. Last week we were here for softball. It was recommended that you check out the Fireman Up Barbecue. Have you had a chance to do that yet?
I did partake of a barbecue sandwich on the way home after that. It's pretty good. Stopped off last night. I was told that Old Steakhouse or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I had a fabulous filet last night. It was more than I wanted to pay for it. But
you splurged.
And I figured that might be the lone decent meal I get all week.
Cash with a base hit into right field. Second hit of the game for Cash.
Because let's just say this, the breakfast where I'm staying leaves a little to be desired.
Subpar.
Joe Fisher.
Doesn't even get that level. So I might have to trip to the local Ingles and pick me up something for breakfast just to,
Can you explain something to me, by the way?
I will do my best.
Joe Fisher with a couple of flyouts to first and right. Subpar, below par. Correct?
And then downright stinks.
But subpar in the world of golf is great. You want subpar. Why is subpar thus referred to with a negative connotation?
Because
I mean, you want to say it's above par because then it's bad.
I mean, in golf, food's not going in your stomach on the golf course.
I'm just trying to figure out where some of this is where my mind takes me in the middle of a ball game with high stakes when you want to advance to the GCAA championship game, maybe go on to the district, maybe go on to Colorado, and I'm thinking, why subpar? Outside with a pitch to reference something as bad or negative.
There are other oxymorons besides that. If that does fall in the category of being an oxymoron. There's a strike right there.
Wyatt Tellick is on deck.
We're sitting at a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 runner on first.
That will hit the elbow of Fisher.
Ow, that totally missed the...
Maybe he got more than the elbow. Might have been down near the hand. It's got that brace on the elbow, but it knocked it loose. And apparently Fisher is going to be okay, make his way down to first as a hit batsman. Novell, who has worked his way into the 7th, now getting a visit from Dash O'Neill. I've never asked Dash where he got the nickname. Have you?
I have not.
I will make that part of my before I leave.
It's Daniel O'Neill. I wonder if he was dashing around as a kid.
I don't know. I will know before I leave.
Well, before Dash came here, he was assistant coach at Chat Valley.
To Adam Thomas.
To Adam Thomas, yep. And when I was out covering College World Series for the national office, Dash was out there one year.
I think Adam Thomas is now a high school baseball coach, as this is fouled back. Oh, the irony. Dash, head coach at a JUCO school, and now Adam, of course, he ran into some health issues and had to step aside for a bit, but now at the high school level. A little high with the offering to Telek.
And if you're not related to someone or close to someone that coaches at the collegiate level, it takes a lot of time, a lot.
That is right back to Dovell. He'll underhand the first, and Telek is out on the 1-3. 2 runners are stranded. 1 runs in on, you guessed it, a home run. C.J. Rose goes yard. It's an 8-4 game as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Now batting, number 44, Barrett Eldridge.
Bottom of the 7th, hit by the pitch is Barrett Eldridge, and he will make his way down to first.
Now batting, number 8,
Ryan Martin. 2 for 2, and both have been home runs. Solo shots in the 3rd and 5th. Ryan Martin during the regular season, a .336 hitter. Did have 12 home runs, though. Now 14. Walked in the 1st, and then, of course, the homers in the 3rd and 5th. That is popped up. And coming over from short to make the catch is Quentin Rawls. 1 out for Grayson Godby.
Now batting, number 16, Grayson.
Well, where ABAC is concerned, you've got to be pretty pleased with the performance of Trip Lumpkin. Came into the ball game much earlier than anticipated. A third of the 1st inning gone, and a total of 7 at-bats in. Came in and has worked everything since. And made his way to the bottom of the 7th. And over the process of those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus innings, has given up a total of 4 runs. Top of the order in the top of the 8th for ABAC. A little bit outside with the pitch to Godby. Godby walked, was out on runner's interference, and then flew out to right field. That is hit towards the gap. It will hit up against the fence. Off the fence, and Eldridge pulls into third. Godby with a double at second.
Now batting, number 9, Ali Banks.
Well,
Couple of base runners on for Banks.
We both know unless you hit that run rule lead during a certain time of the game that no lead is too big. And trust me, 5 runs for the Stallions of ABAC to come back, that's not anything. And so these 2 runs are huge for both sides right here.
And by the way, I had the score wrong apparently on my scoreboard. Yep, 1, 2, 3 home runs in the 4th, 5th, and 7th. So it is an 8-3 game, 5-run lead, Georgia Highlands. Well, we get back to what I've talked about yesterday, and that is when you're a one-man band doing the scoreboard as well. Man, I'd love to be able to blame it on somebody else. That scoreboard snafu. But it was me. 5-run lead for the Chargers, as that will hop away from Telek, but not too far. Holding at third, Eldridge, and at second, Godby.
Put your worries aside. Your book is not the official game book. So
true. But it is what they are watching, and folks are going, it's 8-4. Then all of a sudden, it's 8-3.
it's amazing how people can really get bent out of shape if the score is placed on the wrong side of the inning, or this. Stop doing that.
Hit the short, nice job defensively as Rawls plays the position perfectly. And gets Banks
Now
on the putout that
batting,
goes 6-3.
Number 45, Ray Wilson.
Yeah, when you bring your infield up, the last thing you want to do is hit it right to one of the players.
Yep. And that's what Banks did, a 6-3 putout, still 2 on, now 2 going. Gray Wilson, he is ground into a double play, ground out to first and double. That hit total now at 9 for Georgia Highlands. Every Charger has been on. As there is a base wrap by Wilson, it will bring in Eldridge. Rounding third, Godby, he'll score 2. Lead goes to 7.
Now batting, number 1, Luke Orphy.
Well, we just got through talking about how important those 2 runs were, and boy, the last thing you wanted to do, Trip Lumpkin wanted to do, was give up a base hit with 2 outs. So he wanted to get out of the inning right there. But that just shows you, how key and important 2-out hits are.
Well, and you were talking about in the top of the 7th about, let's see if that C.J. Rose home run, what role it plays. You're talking about the game being over right now if he had not hit that home run in the top of the 7th. Luke Orphy is homered, doubled, struck out, and ground out. 2 for 4 in the game. Outside with the pitch, 3-0. Winner plays at 1 tomorrow against the Gordon South Georgia winner. Loser at 10 a.m. tomorrow against the loser of that Gordon South Georgia game. Walk to Zorfi. Here comes Clay Weeson.
Number 3, Clay Weeson.
And that walk pushes the potential game-ending run into scoring position.
And here comes Brooks Calvo, and I think we're going to have a pitching change.
Trim Lumpkin came into the ball game in the first, and it looks like he will leave in the seventh.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
First pitch to Clay Weeson from the new pitcher Cole Orsowski, the freshman right-hander, who made 7 appearances, went 0-1, worked 9 2/3 innings, 16 hits given up, 8 runs, 6 earned, a 5.59 ERA. That is a nice stop at short. Well, that kept a run from scoring. That kept the game from ending
Now
on the raw stop at short.
Number 33, Ryan Weidman.
Ryan Weidman coming to the plate with the bases full. And now that potential game-ending run at third. All loaded up for Weidman, who has ground out, popped out, walked, and flown out. Innings 1, 2, 4, and 6. A little bit outside with the pitch and the count, even at 1. Orsowski, 5 strikeouts this year, and has not allowed a home run. That's right back up the middle, and that'll be your ball game. Weidman driving in Wilson, and the lead will extend to 8. And that'll put the finishing touches on this one. So the first game done, Georgia Highlands moving on as the unbeaten team, which means they'll have the 1 o'clock game tomorrow.
The Stallions 3.
And ABAC's got to play at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Chargers 11.
Chargers will take on the winner of South Georgia State and Gordon. ABAC the loser.
And we'll be here at 3 o'clock, so y'all go grab you a cold one, water, Coke. A little early in the day for that kind of cold one. But go grab you something, get you some popcorn, snacks, late lunch, whatever it is. Come back and join us at 3.
1 hour, 8 minutes away. There you see the number, 6 hits, a total of 3 runs, all off home runs in the first. Make that the 4th, 5th, and 7th. 3 are stranded, 1 error committed. Georgia Highlands, total of 12 hits and 11 runs, no errors. They leave 8 on for the first run each in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 3 runs in the 7th. And this one is over. After 1 hour and 52 minutes. See you at 3 o'clock for Gordon and South Georgia State. The commissioner of the GCAA, Dave Elder. I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.